The province of Cebu still has a female governor, but in case you missed it, no, it's no longer Gwen Garcia at the helm, but Cebu Governor-elect Pam Baricuatro. It was a surprise win for Baricuatro and a surprise loss for Garcia. Prior to her win, Baricuatro led Simple Share Foundation Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on fighting hunger and undernutrition. And this is the platform which she ran on. Cebu currently has the highest poverty and hunger incidence in the country. Apart from this, Baricuatro promises to fight corruption and provide accessible health care. In her proclamation speech last Tuesday, Baricuatro also said that she wants to be known as the, quote, people's governor.
And we now speak to the woman of the hour in Cebu, Governor-elect Pam Baricuatro. Thank you for saying yes to the big story and congratulations to you. You have captured the nation's imagination for, ending a 20-year rule of a very powerful clan. Aside from Cebu being PDP Laban and Duterte country, to what would you attribute your victory?
Good evening, Ces and Andrea and Sean. Good evening to you ladies. I can attribute it to my just being simply me. I just went to the people and I give my message across. And winning for me the time was just bonus. But it seems like the Cebuanos are wanting change. So maybe it's the timing. I came in at the right time.
Well, it's also quite an emotional run because you are avenging the death, in a way, of your best friend. Tell us a little more about that story.
Yeah, me and Dr. Rowena Borden, she was a cardiologist. No, we're both social activists here in Cebu, and we have been we started this group Save Cebu. So we were both against the prison administration. So, but she passed away last 2023. After we being charged with multiple cases of cyber libel. So parang that is one of the reasons that prompted me to run na rin.
I'm sure that's not the only one, though, Governor-elect Pam. Apart from trying to avenge the death of Dr. Borden, what really was it? Umiikot kayo nung COVID. Diyan kayo sumikat yung organization ninyo. What were you hearing from people on the ground? Ano ba yung hinahanap nila na hindi na siguro na-provide ng Garcia clan?
Nakita ko talaga during the pandemic and also the Typhoon Odette na kailangan talaga yung healthcare to access namin dito, no? Kulang yung medicines and doctors sa mga hospital. So that alone, no, was also a reason na kailangan talaga ng pagbabago dito sa probinsya ng Cebu. So another factor is, of course, the political party PDP Laban who asked me to run as gubernatorial candidate.
Explain to us, Governor-elect, no? Ano ang nangyari doon? Because dati nasa PFP kayo, Partido Federal, the admin's party, and then you ran as PDP Laban. Where did the shift change? And did the unity breakup have anything to do with that?
Yes. If you know, ang PFP kasi came from mga DDS, mga Duterte yan ang nag-start yan. This group MMRD, no, Mayor Ronald Roa Duterte. So I was a part of that group. So pag unit team, no, Inday Sara ran with BBM, no. So I was asked to stay there to help her in the province, protect her votes in the province of Cebu. So I became the Secretary General. But after the elections, walang nangyayari, no. We were not part of the administration, we were disregarded. So since si Attorney Vic Rodriguez left and we were together before, so I also left the party. And I was invited a year after to go back and join PDP Laban.
When you say you were disregarded, how exactly what were your expectations?
Kasi yung mga tao namin, walang tulong from the present administration, no? Ang daming naghahanap ng funeral help, yung mga medical needs nila. walang umaasikaso sa amin. We don't know sinong pupuntahan namin. Siyempre, we formed this organization for BBM also, pero hindi kami pinapansin. So, we just went to the OVP office of the Vice President that time kasi unit team yun, magkakasama. So, doon ko na pinapupunta yung mga tao kasi walang tulong from the administration at that time.
And you
Siyempre, may
also
mga leaders kami na aalagaan.
and you also resumed your work with your foundation.
Yeah, I've always been active in my foundation. I founded it 10 years ago, and I started the first food bank here in the Visayas.
A former guest, Jomar Fleras of Rise Against Hunger, speaks very highly of you. Akala daw niya, you're just a pretty face dati, na walang you know, a lady of leisure, in other words.
I'm more of a social activist, and thank you, Jomar, for saying that. But we have been partners in addressing hunger in the Philippines. No, we're both hunger warriors. Him in Manila, where I'm here in the Visayas.
Which brings us to the question that Cebu has one of the highest incidents of poverty in
That's
the
correct.
country, if not the highest. Ano ang
That's
plano?
correct.
Anong plano po ninyo?
Of course, as you know very well, no, na sa Central Visayas, 1.72 million family in the poverty incidents, and 1.72 of it is in the province of Cebu. So more than half sa poverty incidents sa Central Visayas is in the province of Cebu. I intend to have food banks, both in the north and in the south of Cebu. Kasi, food banking is a proven solution in addressing hunger. So papatuloy natin yung pagiging hunger warrior ko.
Pero, Gov Pam, given your background in philanthropy, would you say you are ready to handle the political realities of holding public office? Yung mga bangayan, yung mga politika?
Investigasyon, corruption.
Yeah, yung mga political persecutions, gano'n, no? I've suffered it even before I ran for office. I believe I'm in the right age, and I also studied public leadership at Harvard Kennedy School of Government, which I think is very big help in preparing me for this role that I have now.
And what is your plan for healthcare? No, sort of doon din naman kayo nagsimula. That's where your organization started, and you're saying that's a big miss in terms of how the Garcias ruled the province of Cebu. What are your top 5 changes that you are going to immediately change?
Yes, we intend to increase appropriation in healthcare, and by air ambulance and sea ambulance, build at least 3 level 3 hospitals in the different component cities in Cebu province. And also, we have to put more doctors in our hospitals and put some dignity in the doctors in performing their job in the province. Kasi ngayon, yung mga doctors, naka-GO sila under an agency. So wala masyadong pride in the work that they do for us. So we intend to change that part as well.
How will you fund all of that?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest problem that I have right now. I think I have to go to Manila and rally among the senators
May
or the
actually-
agency.
Yeah. Governor-elect, my question is related to SASES. Ikaw lang yung nanalo PDP laban, but the Vice Governor, Glenn Soco, is still the running mate of former Governor Garcia. Kamusta yung relationship mo and your relationship with all the other local leaders that you have to work with? I understand, medyo watak-watak, no? Hindi kayo lahat from the same party.
Yeah, that's one of the challenge that I will have when I start to be governor of the province of Cebu. No, isa ding problema yan, but I'm open to collaborations with the other party and the board members and of course the vice governor.
Gov Pam, well, you are considered a newbie in politics, but tell us about your relationship with the former president. I believe isa siya talaga sa mga nag-convince po sa inyo na tumakbo bilang governor ng Cebu. Would you say you have a close relationship with Mr. Duterte?
Yeah, not only with the president, but also his children. I've been a Duterte supporter since 2016 when I first ran for office. And I've seen them through the years, and I've been also Duterte appointee. I've been appointed as a national level board of director for Land Bank Resource and Development Corporation.
And forgive me for having to ask this, no, Governor-elect, pero do you think yung pagkakawatak ng unity, all these political issues kind of quote-unquote turned the people of Cebu off from Governor Gwen Garcia kasi dating kaalyado siya ni President Duterte tapos lumipat siya sa PFP?
I think that's also one of the factor why the Cebuanos turned against her and favored me.
But also, there are many supposed anomalies that have been committed under her watch. Are you going to pursue investigations into these?
Yes, we should. I intend to pursue any, any cases that is associated with this one, says. Kasi it's not only me, it's the province of Cebu also, it's the people. Diba? Kung nagkasala sila against the people of Cebu, then they should be answerable to this as well.
Unang-una na yung dapat na suspended siya ng ombudsman.
Okay, and then now, yeah, she defied it. And also, ngayon meron ng TRO, so hindi pa nag-concede, and there were delaying tactics during my proclamation, and now, parang ano, meron pang meron things na dapat na niyang gawin na hindi ginawa ngayon.
Kagaya
And also,
can you be a little more specific?
nag-concede. Diba? Dapat talo ka na with a large margin, no? 1.1 million, no? Yung votes sa akin, at least around over 300,000 votes between us.
350,000.
Yes. So hindi yan biro, no? So I think the right thing to do as a good leader, no? You should concede gracefully. Pero parang hindi nangyayari yan ngayon.
And tama ba, pinigilan ang inyong proclamation?
Yeah, nagkakagulo nga inside, no? Kasi there were supporters, no, DDS supporters there, and we're getting impatient kasi last night pa kami naghintay. And wala, and there were moves on their part to get in and try to negotiate with the COMELEC officials. So medyo nagkakagulo, may commotion during that time.
Related to that, no, Governor Pam, that might just not be for your proclamation, but that could be kind of the issue that you face once you step into the capital and begin your term. Ano po yung mga plano nyo? I'm sure this is more for the people of Cebu, this question. Siguro nag-aalangan yung marami. Ano, yeah.
It's going to be a precarious takeoff, no? So I'm sure it would be very challenging. And somebody said nga, it's going to be a political Calvary. But with the mandate that I'm given, I'm prepared. I'm prepared to fight.
So, Gov, in your first 100 days in office, what would you say are your top priorities?
If you remember, there was an issue here in Cebu with Senator Tulfo, yung South Bus Terminal namin, where they have to pay to use the toilets. So that's something that I have to do and make sure that everyone will use the toilets for free. The public should use the toilet for free.
Number one
And
priority.
Number one priority.
Alam niyo talaga ang mga yung kinikimkim ng mga tao, yung gut issues nila.
Kasi, yeah, thank you for saying that, Ses. I'm always with people. Yun yung theme ng ng campaign ko. It's just simply being with them, talking to them, and feeling what they're feeling. Yun lang naman, simple. Walang pageantry yung yung candidacy ko. So, I just did it my way.
Pero some would say, inidoro, bakit yun ang priority?
Hindi naman yung top priority, but it's something that I need to do in the first and more doctors in our hospitals.
And I'm sure in these days leading up to your official stepping up as the governor, ang daming changes rin, even in your personal life. Paano yung food bank ninyo, yung foundation ninyo? Are you planning to institutionalize that now that you are governor, or will that still stay an NGO and you'll just appoint people to run it? How will that work? Foundation,
but I intend to bring food banking into my governance as it is a proven solution in addressing hunger.
Because originally, I mean, in your foundation, this is what you do, right?
Yeah. So what I can do is, alam mo, kailangan ng warehousing for the food, for the surplus food. So what we can do, we can have a partnership with foundations, no, especially food banks. So we can have partnership and we can provide them with a space where they can put their warehouse for as long as they also help us in addressing hunger in our most vulnerable barangays.
I also heard about, in an earlier interview you gave, the priority on industries, which will, of course, in turn lead to more jobs. Which particular industries around the province of Cebu? Siyempre, hindi kasama dyan yung Mandaue, I believe, and Cebu City. So really, the more rural areas, what industries are you looking to revive?
Yung mga agribusiness, ang problema namin dito, yung food insecurity din. Hindi na address nila yung agricultural issues dito sa Cebu. So like yung food basket namin dito, no, a town called Dalaget, wala man lang siyang food processing, walang cold storage facilities. So which means yung farmers have to sell their goods that very day, otherwise masisira siya. So the middlemen buy it at a very low rate. So and these farmers, they've worked for it for months, no? Tapos bibilin lang ng murang-mura. But if we have a cold storage facility and as a processing facility, it would really help the farmers. So we will also look into that.
Well, Cebu was one of the places where the 20 peso per kilo rice was launched.
Yeah.
Will you cooperate with the DA in making this available to the population?
Yeah, I will cooperate kasi food security naman yan, no? So it will help bring rice to the most vulnerable population. Ang problema lang, if merong pera ba, yung LGUs for that. Kasi
Oo,
I
kasi kayo
understand.
magbabayad ng kalahati.
650.
Kaya nga eh. Kaya nga, I don't know where to get the money for that. We have to look into that. But if merong pera, why not? Merong funds for that.
Well, tourism is also the primary, you could say, industry in Cebu. Ano ang gagawin ninyo to make it even stronger and to, the trickle down, the multiplier effect really of tourism is huge. So,
Alam mo, meron kaming problema sa tourism kami dito sa Cebu. Parang, bumababa yung mga tourist influx namin dito. Most of them, they just use it as a transfer place going to Bohol, going to the other Visayas provinces, no? So we have to look into that. The way things are right now, parang kulang ng tourism infrastructure dito. And also, masyadong controlling yung provincial government with the tourism industry. Everything has to pass through them. May portal siya na if you want to go to a certain place, you have to go online and pay through via the capital. So parang how about in spontaneous tourism pag ganun? So tapos ang mahal-mahal ng bayad ng mga entrance fee for the butanting, the whale shark thing. So everything is being controlled by capital right now.
Well, so
Go
yun nga
ahead,
po,
go
ang
ahead,
daming
sorry.
plano, and it all boils down also to execution, implementation. Pero I just wanted to go back to your upset victory, because we did compare it to like David and Goliath, right? You beating a dynasty in Gwen Garcia. What would you say is your biggest takeaway sa inyong kampanya? Because you also ran without a slate, and you're a new name. But here you are, now a governor-elect of a big province such as Cebu.
I'm like a David without a sling. Ang hirap talaga kasi the funds and also the machinery, absence of those, no? But I think what I've learned is, I think being kind is everything, I think Cebuanos had enough of dominance and that kind of attitude in the leadership in the province, no? So that was the only contrast I see between her and me. So, and we just need to reach out to the people. For after all, governance is not about overpowering people, but empowering people.
Well, nicely said. But no single mayor also supported you.
Actually, meron akong isang mayor
meron.
from Danao, Mayor Nito Dorano. Isa lang talaga nag-endorse sa akin. Oh, they are an opposition family, no? So, in the north part of Cebu, yun lang talaga. But the rest is not mine.
So, can you work with all the mayors that are elected,
Yeah.
that have been elected?
Oo naman. I believe,
Regardless of political affiliation.
yes, correct. I believe in collaboration. So, I intend to do that when I sit in office.
You don't expect na sila yung magpapahirap ng buhay ninyo? Gov, do you
nga
see any of that?
I'm sure they will try initially, but you know what happens next will be up to me.
Siguro
So
panghuli
I
na
have to
lang,
leave it up to them.
mensahe sa mga Cebuano. Oo.
Mga taga Cebu, maraming salamat sa inyong suporta and the mandate that you have given me. My victory is also your victory. And I will also have to thank the other people from the rest of the country who has been influencing the Cebuanos in social media to vote wisely. And the bloggers and the media who has been influencing us the positive way. Thank you so much. It's
Thank
much
you and
appreciated.
good luck. It's gonna be a tough 3
Yes.
years.
It is. I'm expecting that. Thank you so much for having me.